They walked straight into the lion's den. No hesitation, no warning. Cutting someone off mid-thought. That's gutsy, but doing it to Joe Rogan, that's asking for trouble. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. Joe's known for his long-form, unfiltered conversations, and let's just say, he's not a fan of being talked over. Especially not on his own podcast. From the Cosmos-loving Neil deGrasse Tyson to the ever-combative Steven Crowder, we're breaking down those unforgettable moments when guests found out, sometimes painfully, why timing is everything. Even Jamie, the guy behind the scenes, wasn't safe from catching some heat. Buckle up, it gets real.
Sure, you can just redirect a comet and get all the water you need, but
how far distant is that?
The comet's everywhere, dude. We're in a shooting gallery.
Yeah, that's not what I asked.
Oh,
how far away do you think it is before we could redirect?
How far away in time?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Because when ice melts, it takes up lower volume than it was when it became ice. And that's why pipes break.
I thought pipes break just because the water expands.
Yeah, I just described that in the opposite direction.
Oh, so because as it freezes it, but I didn't know it gets larger.
That's what expansion means. What's with your vocabulary here? Whatever is your concept, the discoveries of astrophysicists bring you closer to it.
I get your perspective. Let me be the opposing view. They feel.
No, I'm not trying to.
No, I know you're not.
This is just information.
Okay.
This is information, and I walk out.
Believe it or not, this wasn't Neil's first time behind the mic with Joe. You'd think he'd have the rhythm down by now. But nope. True to form, Neil came in hot, unleashing his signature move, dominating the conversation like it was a solo lecture. Don't get us wrong, his cosmic insights are fascinating. The man could make dark matter sound poetic. But there's only so much oxygen in the room, and when you're cutting in every 5 seconds like you're racing a clock, it starts to wear thin. You can practically see Joe's patience evaporate as the tension builds, turning the studio air dense with unspoken friction.
I think the real problem, too, is I think it's
if you value
busy.
Mountain climbing.
That's the thing about
By the way,
water.
every
if you
glass.
drink
Do you see this?
People's pee is in it.
That's correct.
How much of a.
By the way, all the glaciers
society?
are fresh water. Here's something that no one talks about. When the glaciers melt, where does the water go? Where does it go? Just tell me. You know the answer. Just
into the ocean.
Back in the ocean. That's the map of dark matter in the universe. A three-dimensional map.
I've tried to give that a shot.
Yes.
No, we don't know what it is, so don't worry about it if you don't understand it.
Yeah, but it's too goddamn confusing for me.
No, it's not confusing at all. It's not. It's something out there that has 85% of the gravity of the universe, and we don't know what the hell it is.
That's not confusing?
It's not confusing. It's.
If you don't know what the hell it is, it's confusing by nature. When I've talked to other astrophysicists and scientists.
Wait, let me ask. Are these conversations supposed to have a theme or a purpose, or is it just you sit there and just whatever comes to your head you send my way?
You and me?
Yeah.
Well, clearly, it's just whatever comes to my head.
That is, if Joe even gets a word in. Because in this episode, the comment section wasn't just critical, it went full roast mode. One viewer deadpanned, "I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't let the guest speak much." Another chimed in with a cosmic-level burn. "Imagine 2 Neil deGrasse Tysons in one room. It'd be a black hole of interruption. No one could talk, and they'd implode under the weight of their own non-stop commentary." Brutal, but kind of accurate. And just when you think Joe's about to reclaim control, along comes Adam Curry, boldly jumping in mid-question, no less, cutting Joe off before the sentence even had a chance to land.
I decided to have an Apple coin.
No,
and
that's...
you'd buy all Apple products with Apple phones, Apple iMacs, and you just invest in. What do you mean? No, hold please.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Hold please. Let me finish. You let people invest in being a part of the company. So you buy coins, and through those coins, you can buy products, and you can invest a certain amount, and the coins go up, you actually make money, the coins go down, you lose money. And as the company keeps doing better, it's almost like another version of stocks or something. And you buy it all through that. Is that possible?
Possible.
Now that you heard me all the way through.
Sorry,
Is that
it's a very bad habit
No,
I have.
that's okay. You're just excited to
talk.
talk.
I'm a fucking know-it-all. I'm very excited
you're smart.
about it. That's
You're
it.
excited.
If you're not familiar with the guy, let's set the record straight. He's literally the original podcaster. Some call him the Podfather, and honestly, it fits. Adam Curry, alongside Dave Winner, helped pioneer the entire podcasting landscape with a little creation called iPodder. Yep, that early tool let users download internet radio directly to their iPods, revolutionary at the time. And hey, speaking of legends, I couldn't help but notice you haven't hit that like button or subscribe yet. Just saying, it's the digital equivalent of leaving Joe hanging mid-sentence. Now, credit where it's due. Adam did catch himself mid-interruption and gracefully pulled back. But that slight misstep pales in comparison to the verbal fireworks between Joe and Steven Crowder. That exchange, it wasn't just intense, it was one for the podcasting history book.
That's not necessarily true of people allowed to grow
Maybe
it
it's not
themselves.
necessarily true. I'll give you that. But I also think it's not necessarily true that the reason people can't smoke up is because Big Pharma is sitting somewhere, Martin Shkreli going, oh, let's make pot illegal.
Well, not that
That's
guy.
my only point.
But there are absolutely people who have lobbied, as we talked about how the prison guard union has lobbied to keep marijuana illegal. There's absolutely pharmaceutical companies have done the same thing. It was revealed in the WikiLeaks memos.
See, this is where I was saying
hold on, don't interrupt me. Where Hillary Clinton said that she's against marijuana in every sense of the word, right? You remember those
Trump's pretty
WikiLeaks
against it,
papers
too.
that came out?
Yeah.
Is he? He said he would leave it up to the states.
Yeah.
That's actually constitutional.
Cannabis might seem like a chill topic until you bring it up with Joe Rogan. Then it turns into a full-contact sport. This isn't just a passing interest for Joe. It's a hill he's fully prepared to defend, gloves off, mic on. For years, he's championed its benefits from health and wellness to personal freedom, and he doesn't hold back when calling out what he sees as misinformation or outdated stigma. The moment weed enters the chat, you can practically feel Joe shifting gears. His eyes light up, his tone sharpens, and out comes a rapid-fire mix of facts, personal anecdotes, and no-nonsense rebuttals. But here's the kicker. Crowder isn't exactly the backing down type. He digs in, challenges Joe head-on, and just like that, the room turns electric. What followed? Let's just say it wasn't your average smoke session.
Colorado.
Yeah. But another thing that we just wrote about, and again, people get mad with the weed
Economics.
issue. Well, no. Traffic fatalities regarding marijuana have skyrocketed.
Google that, because that's nonsense.
No, we wrote about it at loudbetter.com.
Drunk driving arrests have dropped. What do you mean you've... First of all...
No, I wrote about what the sources there, the original studies.
Just because someone gets in an accident and they're high...
See,
because... Hold on. Stop.
No, hold on a second. This is
you
because you just
interrupt
want-
way too much.
No,
You need to stop.
You talk in
Hold on a
paragraphs.
second. No. I don't talk in
Go ahead.
paragraphs. I make full points. If people are high a lot, and the same amount of fatalities exist, but the people that get checked once they get into these accidents happen to be high, it does not necessarily mean that marijuana caused those fatalities. It could be that you have an increased incidence of people doing marijuana and altercations that could not have been avoided.
It could be.
It could be.
But the statistical change is measurable.
Well, what is
from
it?
pre and
You're
post.
talking about in Colorado.
In states where it's been decriminalized.
And it didn't just fizzle out. It simmered for a full 10 minutes. Tension thick in the air, voices raised, and viewers watching in stunned silence. Once the episode dropped, the comment section exploded like wildfire. People weren't holding back, roasting Joe left and right, calling him everything from rude to straight up in a hole for how he handled the moment. The backlash was loud enough that Joe took to Instagram with a heartfelt, no-frills apology. One part read, "Well, this one went off the rails for a while. First of all, I genuinely like Steven as a person. While we don't agree on everything, I think he's a good man." He admitted things got heated when they dove into the topic of marijuana, and by that point, the whiskey had definitely kicked in. "We were, especially me, pretty drunk," he continued, "and I didn't handle it well. I take full responsibility. I'm truly sorry if it upset any of you who watch or listen to the show." Now, personally, I don't think he had to apologize. It's a raw, unscripted show after all. But the fact that he did, it speaks volumes about his character and self-awareness. And just when you think things couldn't get more chaotic, yep, even James, the unflappable right-hand man, caught astray. And honestly, it's kind of hilarious.
Turnout, Joe. Huge turnout. Gigantic.
turnout.
What's the number?
I'll pull them up for you right now.
It's 102 early.
Whoa.
And
I didn't vote because I thought too many people were voting.
Get this.
Isn't the early vote more than all of the vote from
No, it was
Yes.
some years?
Yes,
some
that's what I was
years,
going to say. For Texas
How about
specifically.
you let him answer since he's the f***ing expert?
You're looking at me.
Jamie's like, no.
For Texas specifically, yes. Texas passed the total number of votes in their
This gem comes from the End of the World Part 2 episode. Yeah, the one that dropped just a day before the 2020 election chaos kicked off. High stakes, wild energy, and somehow, James ends up catching a stray. Now let's be clear, James that ride or die producer who's been holding it down since day one. The man had an A in physics, laughs at Joe's jokes when they don't land, and keeps the show running smoother than Elon's rocket launches. So come on, show some respect for the unsung MVP. Now I want to hear from you, seriously. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did Joe go too far? Did James deserve better? And hey, if you've got a friend who'd appreciate this blast from podcast history, hit that share button. Let's bring them in on the madness.